I don't hear you, Jackie. Your mic is muted. I don't know what's going on, but I think we're live. Okay. Okay,
All
I don't
right,
think
now
I'm.
we're live.
Oh, there we
Yay.
go.
Okay. Wow, all of the technical difficulties this morning with getting on
Yes,
here.
yes, yes, yes.
Jeremy, how are you?
I am crazy good. If anybody's been watching our social media, I am at the Vivace Productions camp, which I currently right now I'm sitting at Westchester University's athletic field in the press box. So like literally behind me is where like soon like 200 campers will be putting on a production of Shut Up and Dance, and this band like it's a full like 200 people in the band and 300 or 40 kids in the color guard from like all over the place. It's like pretty crazy. So the stadium's going to start filling up here soon. We have a performance at 1 o'clock. I'm sure it'll go live on Vivace Productions, like social media and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. We've been here all week,
Yay, that's
like
awesome.
working with kids from like all over. It's like all over the Mid-Atlantic. Kids come, and this is a leadership camp, and they learn how to be great leaders. A lot of them don't have instructors, so we teach them how to do stuff like that. And then they put together this like full show. 2.5 minutes in like 3 days is like pretty astounding for this group of kids. So it's really exciting.
So awesome. That's a lot of like what we do at Spintronics camp too. So you're basically like doing what we were doing just a couple weeks ago.
I
I love
know.
it.
It's time for the leadership camp, and I will say, like, I've done these leadership camps with Vivace for a long time. I really really like them, but the breed of kids this year came in very different, and they're very receptive and very open to like wanting to
Ooh.
learn and wanting to get better and all of those things. So it made it really easy to like get through the week, even though it was like scorching a million degrees, and I have to have a hat on and sunglasses and like be caked in sunscreen. But yeah, so
That's
I'm
awesome
losing
that
my
they came in
voice.
like sponges though, because like you don't hear about that as much right now, like especially on social media. Everyone's like,
No,
oh, kids are so lazy, kids don't want to learn anything, they don't want to do anything. I'm like, I
no,
I think they do. They
I think
just
so too. Yeah,
they
I
haven't
think
had
so
as much
too.
opportunity.
Yeah, that's what they're hungry for, right? It's like getting to meet all these new people. I mean, we intentionally like, meet people from all over the area, and we force them together and like have to work together. I mean, yesterday, we had the entire band and color guard in the gymnasium doing a body class with the lead clinician, Tom Marcacci, who's the color guard director here at Westchester. Led the whole band in like this full body class, and like you would normally think that the band kids would approach it immediately like and a little bit they did, but we got them commanded that this is the house that you're in right now, like you're in the movement house, and this is the house that everybody's walking into now, right? Like across the US, more and more movement is getting incorporated into the marching the marching band field, and so you have to be adaptable for it. We were doing nothing more than walking and plies and some tendus and like a little bit of swinging, but
Just
like
getting
you could.
comfortable with the body
Mhm.
and knowing like how to move and go through all those movements. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it just changes then even how they march on the field, right? Like it's not just like a straightforward thing anymore, because when you learn how to plie and you learn how to have a center core, like that's going to help you doing everything else that you do, right? So
Oh, it's going to help you
it
play. If you're in color guard, it's going to help with your performance quality. It's going to help with so many different things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And hopefully, I mean, it's just, it's crazy that I'm here during this camp and we have these amazing people that we have as guests today, coming on to talk about band body. So hopefully they have all of their
Yes.
technical issues worked
Hey,
out.
they gave me the thumbs up, so it sounds like they're
Okay,
ready.
so
Let's bring them
yeah,
in.
let's bring them in.
This is Yoshi and Michelle. And
Hi.
hi guys.
Hi.
Hey,
There.
how are you all?
Did
You
I
guys are at
say
camp
your
right now
name
too,
right?
right?
Yes, we are. We're doing a dance camp, but a band camp for we're doing dance for the band,
Yeah, so
basically.
you're literally doing exactly what I was doing with the whole band yesterday. Well, let's
Yeah.
before we get into like what you guys are doing and all those kinds of things, like let's introduce, because let me do a small introduction of you all, because our brand manager Chris out of Texas, started this whole design closet thing with us and really doing amazing things. And we got a client that wanted band body written. And so he said, I know the perfect people to do this. And then you did it and you turned it around so beautifully, so quickly. And it looks so great on it looks so great on a YouTube. We'll hopefully be able to show a clip of it here when we're talking. And I was just like so impressed. I was like, the world really needs to meet these people because like
Yeah, you guys did a
simplicity.
great job.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about like who each of you are and how, what you're from and kind of where you've been and all those kinds of things.
Okay, my name is Yoshi. I am a true Texan, born and raised from South Texas. The southmost part is called Brownsville, but I'm a little bit of a wanderlust. I've been a little bit of everywhere, really. Went to school in Philadelphia.
Really?
University of the Arts in Philly. Alma mater right there. And then I moved on to LA. I did a little bit of like commercial dance work in LA. Got on cruise ships for a while. Actually, this is my 10th year working with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. So cruise line veteran. Teach a lot. I teach all over the country. I teach internationally sometimes. I perform internationally. So just a dancer in the wind.
My name is Michelle, and I actually started off with color guard. Coincidentally, we had a dance company and a color guard at my high school, and everybody participated in both. So everybody on our color guard could really, really dance amazingly. And that just kind of took me into doing other things. Like I've auditioned for different shows. I think both of us have auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance and made to like the choreography round.
Yes. We've done shows together.
We've choreographed shows together and performed them together. We've known each other for like how long? Maybe 18 years now.
Goodness.
We work for a company called Marching Auxiliaries where we teach dance. We do dance, color guard, majorette, and what else do they do? Drum majors. Yeah, we've both been working there for about 18 years now.
But we're only 21.
Right.
Right. It started in elementary school. It's just elementary. Elementary school.
I went to college. I went to Sam Houston State University where I was a dance major. And let's see what else. We both moved to LA together once upon a time. We did some commercial dancing there and worked for Disney. And yeah, that's about it.
That's so awesome. So Yoshi, you kind of got like roped into this like marching band color guard world. Like, hey, come over here. Is that kind of how this just happened?
Yeah, through this company called MA Dance, we get to network a lot with color guard and dance and band kind of mix. So all of my friends, of course, since I've been there a long time, they're always trying to pull me in. And I love to play with props. For me, it's so fun. And I really admire the designed aspect of marching band.
And like Winter Guard too.
And Winter Guard too, for sure. So yes, big fan.
So you've been doing this band body, and when you're okay, so you're there doing it now, right? You're with where are you now today?
We're in Katy, Texas, at Maid Creek High School. This is a school Chris teaches at now. So
right. So have you done a class with the band yet? Has that happened?
Oh yeah, we've been doing a class every day since Monday, and I have today. Today's the last day. I've taught them all their choreography already. It's kind of like there's like a dubstep portion in their music to Carol of the Bells. So they have like a little hip hop beat behind it. The whole band puts down their instruments and they all just kind of get crazy and do a little hip hop. And it's actually pretty hard choreography. I didn't really just, think about it like, oh, these are band kids, but it's very achievable and they look great doing it. They're having a blast. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's awesome. So when you showed up that first day, what was that sort of like reaction to you when you climbed up onto the podium or whatever?
You know what I did? I actually started off with like a game, like a little icebreaker game. So they got comfortable really quick. So yeah, every time they do something right, it's a big celebration. It's like a big party. And I have to kind of hone them in and get them quiet again. And then we're moving on. they're
they
really
like to celebrate.
trying really, really, really hard. So they've been awesome, and they've taken to me really well. So
That's so great. Yeah, I mean, I'm at this camp too, like, working in the same thing, and that's like they did a plie, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we did a
yes,
plie!"
exactly. That's exactly what's going on. So yesterday,
You find this
I was cleaning everything like one count at a time, and I'm like, once we get this count, this one count, we can move on. So as soon as I'm like, move on, everybody's like, yeah, we're moving on.
That's
fun.
not how dancers do it, is it? Dancers don't. That's not the dancer world.
Not at all.
What were you gonna say, Jackie?
I was just gonna say, like, so have you been seeing the same sort of thing what Jeremy was talking about, where the kids are just like hungry for something more and they want to like, further themselves as performers?
Absolutely. And that's what I really like about this particular camp. All the kids are like super receptive to learning. They don't give up easily. They ask questions. I mean, they've just been awesome. They've been absorbing everything so well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of sort of seeing that just universally across the board with like a lot of the kids. There's like always the kids, right, that are going to be annoyed by because they have to move their body, but it's like,
Yeah.
like move your body, gosh darn it, like come on. So now having done this for a while, right? Since you started in elementary school and it's been 18 years and you're just now able to go out to the bars and have a nice time. But so the fact that you've been doing this for so long, what do you think is, first off, like the hardest thing to get band kids to like sort of wrap their head around? And then how do you get past that hard thing?
Well, for me, I would say it's getting them to count in 8 counts instead of like marching band counts. But for this particular set of choreography I'm teaching, I'm actually going to use their counts because, they're marching. And so I want to leave it in their counts. So it's actually kind of hard for me counting in 12 counts. I'm having a hard time with that, but, it's going good. Maybe like getting them like spatially aware. It's kind of difficult. Also, like finding their center of balance has been very difficult, and getting them to understand how to distribute their weight evenly on both sides and things like that. But they're really trying, and they're like, "Miss, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Can you come to me?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I've been having a great time. I love teaching kids that want to learn. So.
Yeah. I mean, so then if you think, because I agree, I think that the center, like their center of balance and where that sits is like the most important things that they do. I also find that they do a lot. Like, I love that the bands will all have like really nice and be tall, like up to their chest. And then for some reason they feel the need to like, then be like this, and they're walking around the field like this the whole time. I'm like, okay, can we not do that? That'd be great.
Yeah. And also in their PAs, they stick their butts out so much. They don't understand that that's not what we're doing here. It's through the knees.
Have you seen more of an awareness as you've been working with them, though, on all of these things? Have you seen more them like come into their awareness of their different isolations and how they can work their different muscles to get that better technique?
Absolutely. We've actually, while I was cleaning yesterday, I'll have them freeze on whatever count it is. So like maybe we've done 8 counts, and then I'm like, all right, you're going to freeze on the next 1, 2 coming up. And I'm like, check yourselves, correct yourselves. If you are supposed to be in a plie, make sure you're in plie. If your head is supposed to be down, make sure your head is down. So I've really seen them like try and focus on making sure that they're exactly where they're supposed to be on those like particular counts and things like that. But Yoshi hasn't gotten to work with the band yet. He'll be working with them today with me. So
good. So what are you anticipating? That's the question. What are you like ready for?
I don't know. I'm kind of excited by the way Michelle described them. I'm ready to party with them.
Yeah, that's so funny. What are you doing with them today then? What is your part? Not the hip hop, right?
You know what? I'm not quite sure. We're about to discuss plans after lunch. So
we're pausing you. We're pausing you to talk about plans, to come on here and talk about plans.
This morning at the guard, though.
Sure. This morning I did work with the color guard, which I feel like they're going to have similar kinesthetic awareness. And it went great. All the girls are trying really hard. We got nice and warm. We went across the floor. We're now learning a set warm up that has multiple genres in one moment, so they can kind of experience a lot of
Nice.
things like a taco, a little this, a little that, and then get them ready for dance class.
And that's key, I think. I mean, I think what you just said, which for us in the color guard world, I'm sure for you guys in the dance world, is sort of like commonplace to have a warm up or a choreographed dance warm up. But bands should really do that as well. I mean, that's one of the things that we're doing at this camp is when we taught that yesterday, it was like a little piece, you know, like put it to a specific piece of music, and it's walking, plies, tendus, swinging, like all of the elements that we're going to put into your show, we're putting into a warm up, and now you're using that warm up to actually warm up your band. Because I don't know if you guys see this or not, but like when I watch the band warm up, right? When I watch the band stretch, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
right? So it's like it's not really warming up and it's not really stretching the
Yeah.
things that you're going to need to do the stuff that is now being asked and required of, you know, the marching arts, right? Like, don't you think so?
Absolutely. I feel like it's a proactive use of your rehearsal time as well. You're kind of tackling two birds at the same time. They're warming up and they're working on the technique for the elements that you might need during your show.
And you're cleaning that. You're cleaning the warm up, and therefore it just translates into the show. You
Yeah,
know,
and
that,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just the thought of movement repetition, it just goes hands in hand. The practice of doing it over and over again will then lead to a better show.
absolutely. So what do you think is the biggest, like, are you really writing body too with like the instrument in the hands? Like, has that entered into your brain?
No, but please give me a something. Give me a trumpet, give me a saxophone.
Oh my God.
I love it. Give me a flute, whatever you got. A maraca. I'll work with.
Oh, there you go. That's a whole show itself.
A maraca.
That's so funny. So you're not because I was going to ask, because writing body with obviously with like sort of a playing position in mind, you know, when they are playing is sort of a different thought process, right?
Yeah, it absolutely.
But it's still sort of based in that same kind of like core spot. So when you are training your kids how to have a good core, and you're doing these dance classes, and you've brought in Yoshi and Michelle to, like, you know, help, you know, create a band program or create a body warm up. I mean, we could do that too, right? Like, I'm sure Yoshi and Michelle would love to choreograph a little piece for your band body warm up that you could, you know, get out and send, and every band member could learn it, and you know, it's perfect, right? Like, it would be like a perfect scenario.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so customizable too. I feel like we feed off each other really well.
We absolutely do.
And we can just like get on the train and just go. Where do you need to go? What do you need?
Isn't that the magic though? Like when you have somebody who you just can work so well with, and then like the kids all see that and they're like, oh wait, we want this. We want that magic that you guys have.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what then? Oh, see, like, I'm starting to see like all the parents are filling in. I don't know if you guys saw, like, recap for the audience. This is where I'm at right now.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm at Westchester University in this big old stadium. We have a performance down there at 1 o'clock that the kids learned in like 2.5 days, like a shut up and dance. They're doing shut up and dance. It's not so dancey. I will say that for being shut up and dance, it's not so dancey. But it is super fun, and the kids are like really killing it out here. So the parents all get to come and now like watch this lovely performance. So they're also excited about that. So now that you have you know, entered into this world of like band body, and with Guard Closet and Design Closet, like we're putting it out there into the world that Yoshi and Michelle are available for, you know, to choreograph your band if you want, right? So give me your guys' like process when you're going, like, so for example, the last one you did, I think Clinton Campbell, I can't remember who it was that you guys did for us.
Yeah.
Campbell. You know, go through your process of like what that was and how you guys did all of that.
I mean, we kind of just I don't know. We just jumped in and started doing stuff. Like he
So
would do
so
something.
you were given, we gave you the counts that were like,
Yes.
okay, from here to here, and it needs to look like this, right? And you have to,
Mhm.
there's some level of like instruction that you need. Obviously, it's not just like, here's the piece of music, go, right? Like you have to figure out where, where you want it and where it's strategic. So were you given any specific direction on like style or like what was needed, or how was that?
Yes, we were actually okay. So we were given like 5 different styles, I guess. One of them was Tai Chi. One was like TikTok, and I just assumed that that was like like the more popular TikTok moves or whatever that are going on right now. Then we had ballet. What else did we have? Hip
You
hop
get a hip hop, yeah.
and step. So Yoshi's more of like the ballet boy. I do ballet as well, but I kind of let him take lead on the ballet and the Tai Chi. And so he just started his process, and then I just kind of was like, okay, actually, let's do it this way, or let's face this way. Let's add a part of raw with this. So we just kind of just really just fed off of each other. I mean, it wasn't too hard. It wasn't like a whole routine we had to choreograph. It was just like I think like 2 counts for each little section.
That was the hard
Yeah,
part.
you kind of did.
He wanted to keep going.
I was like, what a tease, 2 8 counts.
I need more.
That's all we need, Yoshi.
Yeah, no, I think I completely understand. Like it obviously is also maybe kind of weird too, because you're now doing it in isolation, right? Like you're like, okay, I'm writing these 8 counts and I don't know what it looks like on the field, or I don't know, whatever. So if you want us to, do this body, and have Yoshi and Michelle come in, like as much information as you can give us, like the drill sets, where they're standing on the field, who's doing it, all the skill levels, right? So like,
oh yeah, I always want drill before choreography.
Yeah. I mean, especially in like the marching band world, because now we're playing with lines. I know like there was, I don't know if it was the hip hop one or whatever, that you guys were like running around each other and like doing all of this sort of like switching around and stuff. So it's cool. It's cool. And it should be a part of the programs, right? Like, why would you just have a drum break where you're just like, marching around anymore, when you can have amazing choreographers come in and do simple yet effective stuff? It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to have a dance background, right? Like that's not how your approach is, right?
Right.
Like it's just more about the visual aspect of it, and if you can do something like really big and visual and make it musical, then that's all we really need, and make it achievable for the kids, and you're good to go.
Right.
So I mean, with the instruction portion of the videos that we did, I mean, I didn't want to just send in a video of us dancing. I'm like, I think maybe we could probably like, quickly break it down for them, explain a little bit, give as much information as possible in that short amount of time. And we did it with counts a few times. I think we did it once through with counts, and then once with music, just so that they could get the instruction, then get it with the counts, and then have like the opportunity to see it with music.
Yeah.
So we talked about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely will be putting out some of those clips of that stuff that you guys have done already. And if you're hanging out around Maid Creek and you want to make up some generic ones to throw out for people to get little samples of what you all can do, or record your Maid Creek stuff, because honestly, when I saw the videos, I was like, I texted Chris, I was like, these people are fantastic. We need to get them on live. We need to start talking about them. Like, I could sell their skills and all day long. I mean, ultimately that's what this is about, right? Like helping everybody else out there, because I think what Guard Closet is really here for all the way around is the bands that don't have the full staff like us that's on this call at their band all the time, right? Like, we're the people that are now at the place where we can do this over video, or come there in person for a day and consult with you, and run a couple of camps and really get your group to go like from here to here, like in a very short time. Don't you think, like, don't you feel, having done this for so long, you know what I mean? You guys are very much in the same place that I am with it. Like, you kind of know that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 3 days. Give me 3 days with your kids.
Exactly. 3 days. That's all we need. And
That's a fantastic turnaround time.
It is a fantastic
Yeah, it is.
turnaround time. Well, we have a clip.
always
We
do
have
some
we do
video.
actually have a clip queued up of some
Okay.
of the movement, so we could watch it, and then maybe we could talk about it a little bit, and then we'll wrap up and have a good time. So let's take a look.
What do we look like?
What do we look like?
You look beautiful.
I wasn't supposed to be in this video.
I dragged her in.
So he made me do it.
Hello dancers, my name is Yoshi again, and this is Michelle. This time we're learning the ballet section of your choreography. We're going to start in corner number 4. So try to find the corner, heels are together, toes are apart, 45 degrees. My arms are going to be circular.
Go.
Loading.
My connection has been a technical difficulties kind of day. I tell you what.
Well, listen, I think even if we only got to see that much, that gives you even like the best like little tidbit of taste of like what's to come, right? Like I mean, like there. Okay, here we go, and cut. I mean that's like a perfect. You just did a perfect. So if you want to see more, that's how we say that, right? Like if you want to see,
there you go.
You have to come.
Well, and I think I was looking at them, and I think like part of the awesomeness of it is that like you guys explain it and you break it down like you were talking about earlier. You explain it and you do it with the music, and I think there are so many different ways that students learn. You know, we really need to be looking at hitting all of those different methods. Some people learn better with instruction. Some people learn better with just seeing it. Some people learn better looking at it from the front, looking at it from the back. Some people have a hard time turning it around. I actually get this critique all the time on our instructional videos that all the old ones, like the first ones I made, I literally just faced the camera and that was it. And that was how I taught. And like over time, you kind of learn that. And I think now with so many people getting online and learning things from video, it's so great that we have people like you guys who are awesome and been doing this forever and can, you know, sort of mold yourselves to what your students need before they even ask for it.
Oh yes, I already know what they need.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have to ask anything. I already know.
I already know what your problem is.
Like we're gonna get to that part. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited that you guys are a part of the Guard Closet family now. Like it was super, like that was just a way to go, wow, that's amazing. So very excited. So if you're out there and you want this band body done, we've got people for you. I mean, there's no doubt they've got education out the wazoo. You heard it at the beginning. And we'll be putting out more stuff so everybody can see samples of what they do, and they can hire them to come in and do any band body that you need. So fabulous. I can't wait. So
yeah, you guys are great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we can send over some video from what we are actually doing today. I'll like go ahead and record the band doing their hip hop break. And there's a lot of them. There's like 130 of them, and they're getting their lives like while they're doing it. They look great. So we're gonna go. Yeah. I'll go ahead and record that, and then maybe me and Yoshi later on we could do just like a little sample of the warm up that we taught the guard today.
That'd be good. Yes, that'd be wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Well, I'm off. More parents are arriving. We're about to. The kids are supposed to be coming down there in a little few minutes. But yeah, so we're out of here.
Lovely to
awesome.
meet you guys.
Thanks. It was nice to meet you. Hi,
Chris. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. This is awesome getting to talk to you guys. Do you want to share your social handles?
Yoshi dances.
Mine is Miyoshi. It's spelled MEEHYOSHI. I know that's long. But...
I got MEE.
We have it.
Okay. Oh, we have it. Okay. I will put it in the description.
What's really weird is this has been my nickname forever, ever since I was like in middle school, and I met him later on in life. And his actual name is Yoshi. My nickname is.
I was very confused when I was like typing that in. I was like, okay.
It's MEEHYOSHI, and that's my Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. I will put those up, and then you guys will get all of the followers. They'll just come at you. It'll be great. Guys, go follow them.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you. See you soon.
Thanks, and thanks for everybody who was watching today. We are going to be going going. Jeremy's going to be going to camp. I'm going to be in band camp next week. So we're going to have the week off next week. So no live show. And then we'll be back at you after that. Make sure you send in questions to us. You can comment them. You can message us on social media and we can get those answered in the next episode. So make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe Spintronics and Guard Closet. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.